Watch the whole video to find all the hidden anime girls. What are signs that someone is secretly unhappy? Not answering emails and texts is a warning sign for me. I start procrastinating about personal correspondence when I'm on my way into a bad depressive episode. And, well, sometimes even when I'm just at baseline. But baseline with clinical depression is pretty unhappy. Tired. If they aren't sleeping well, oftentimes something is keeping them up. Also, tiredness is a commonly used excuse to answer "Are you okay?" Yeah. I've started saying tired because people stop prying then. It's socially acceptable. It's not as acceptable to say you feel like life is completely pointless. 1. Not finding pleasure in activities they used to enjoy. 2. Persistent low mood. 3. Problems sleeping. Me, awake staring at a wall, not sleeping until 2 AM. Unless I take Benadryl, going from 4 hours of sleep to over 14 on a weekday. No, I'm fine. They smile at you because they want to be nice/friendly, but as soon as you look away, the smile falls off their face. Because they kind of put it there, rather than it rising up naturally. Once its job is done, they let it go. I find myself doing this often. Whenever I pass by somebody while walking, I'll smile at them to be friendly/polite. Once they pass me, or stop looking at me, I just stop smiling. It's like a light switch, except it's dull whenever it's turned on. General apathetic approach to life mostly can be perfectly described as feeling meh. They don't put any effort into life. Sometimes I get bursts of motivation to just get up and start improving my life, like right now. Finish college, hit the gym. But then I think of all the effort I'd actually have to put in to do this and think, is it really worth it? Or I don't actually enjoy working out or going to class. Will this really bring me more happiness? And just kind of go back to sleep or switching between Reddit and YouTube. Even if this person looks very happy, you can easily put them down, make them sad or cry. They become very upset when someone is even a little bit rude to them. They can be very loud and happy at one moment and quiet at another. It's my own experience. I don't know how it works with other people. I think this is the best way for me to recognize my depression. I'm so much more sensitive to the smallest mistakes. I can sob because my shower isn't warming up. It just feels like the worst thing is everything. They have nothing to talk about or don't give any opinions. It's a sign that nothing excites or interests them. Ouch. Yeah. Even "what do you want to eat?" is usually met with "I don't care" when I normally love food. As someone who is currently very unhappy, they want to have alone time way more than they usually do. Withdrawal from social life. Overthinking/anxiety over small decisions. Procrastination. Not wanting to put effort into relationships. Edit. I'm going to try and respond to as many of these replies as I can. You are not alone. They stop engaging in hobbies and activities they used to love. Gaming for me. I've just bought Fallout 4 and Skyrim SE just to sit in the Steam library. It took me a very long time to realize that anger is one of my first responses to depression. I feel like we imagine those grey blobs from the commercials that are listless and distracted and sad, but for me, unchecked depression expresses as anger. I can't believe the stupidity around me. I give no one the benefit of the doubt. I assume everything is a slight and preemptively expect slights. As you can imagine, it's subtly exhausting and terrible to be around. Then I lost enough friends, realized I needed to change, got therapy out of my own choice for the first time, forced into it as a kid many times, changed my responses to things, got on medication, and now it takes a lot to get me angry. A lot. I think a lot of the time people who are secretly unhappy do their best to make the people they care about laugh and feel happy, as they know what it's like to feel so down and unhappy with the world. They don't wish for the people they care about to feel that way. I've heard people say, when the funny guy gets home he cries. When they ask you what you're doing all the time and are a little pushy because they just wanna talk to someone but never say it straightforward that they're unhappy and that they need some company. Wow, this is definitely me. I just want someone to ducking, ask me if I've been alright, and if I need to talk. Seems like either no one gives a shit or everyone is having such a piss time that they don't even know what to do with themselves. regression, isolation, short fuse around loved ones, always tired or not feeling well when asked to do something, boredom from things that used to entertain. There are lots of signs. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Thanks for my first award, kind stranger. I see this resonates with a lot of other people. It took a long time for me to realize that many people, even friends or family, can be having the same thoughts and emotions. I remember the first time someone basically explained myself while talking about their own issues. I was maybe 26 at the time and my coworker was in his late 50s. He needed someone to talk to, and it blew my mind. I've been depressed for a while now and have been reluctant to talk to a psychologist, so I'm not the best guy to dish out advice. It might be time to seek help if you're doing the things listed above or developing habits you think are unhealthy, like not wanting to get out of bed on a day off, smoking lots of weed, avoiding basic responsibilities, missing work, and then feeling like an asshole, longing for the past, constant disassociation, daydreaming. You don't even need to talk to a psychologist or a therapist to get over some of these things if they are just starting to feel them. Confiding in a close friend or a family member could steer you straight. If you've been feeling like this for a while though, you're like me, and it's time to get real help. This post alone is forcing me to rethink going to therapy. Might make a call tomorrow. Hiding in their clothes, hoodies, and jackets, hats pulled down, not participating in conversation much, not having interests, they've given up on all their hobbies, or only having one or two interests. They have given up on almost everything but still need something to hide in. Duck me, that hurts to read. I don't really enjoy my hobbies anymore, but I need something to distract me from myself. I do all of these things. Duck. Ditto. A small part of me wishes someone in real life would pick up the hints, but IDK how much good that would do for me. They're always cracking jokes. Those people usually have a lot pent up disappointment that they can't find happiness, so they try to spread happiness to anyone else. Oh. Also, watch out for jokes about death. When I was feeling passively suicidal, I found myself letting these jokes about death or dying slip out when talking to people. Nobody would have known I was in that deep. I hid it really well. But those jokes were like an involuntary clue that my subconscious was trying to give to people around me, I think. No one picked up on it because people really weren't paying attention to me or my mental state at the time. Everyone was busy in their own worlds. If your friends ever start joking about death, it might be worth a check-in, even if they otherwise seem fine. They are tired all the time, say they're fine or okay with no elaboration when you ask, sigh a lot, space out a lot, seem distracted, don't seem to enjoy anything. Edit. I woke up to roughly 100 replies in my inbox, so I can't respond to everyone individually. A few things to say though. I'm not saying everyone who does this has clinical depression. If you feel that you might have a problem, talk to a professional. I wrote this list based off of how I act at work. I have severe depression, ADHD, and complex PTSD. I know that all of this can spring from any of those, something else, or it can be nothing, except normal boredom or detachment. I hope you all feel better. Sucks that so many people are so down on themselves. When they try their best to make everyone else happy, it's sort of a catharsis to them because they get momentary joy by making someone laugh or smile or have a nice day, but they don't ever do anything to make themselves happy. I just want to say this entire thread feels like a personal attack and summary of the last 2 years of my life, and I have to say, I did not think I was that unhappy in life. Dead eyes. When I ran into a friend after leaving my gaslighting ex, I told her that we had broken up and why. Her response was, I knew you were being abused. Your eyes were dead, but now they are full of life. I only know what you are talking about because I saw it with my cousin. She divorced a douchebag guy and you can tell from pictures of her face alone how much better she is. Constantly feeling tired, not talking a lot, looks like they are trying to concentrate on themselves or on something and everything else seems to be annoying. Short fuse towards loved ones. No attention to themselves, how they look, how they are dressed, what they are eating. Eyes, like they are shut down. Edit. Guys, I'm truly shocked seeing all these upvotes and replies. The last thing I thought about is that my comment that seems to be very obvious and ordinary reply to the question topic gets so many relatable responses and even awards. Honestly, I'm deeply shocked to see so many replies. You described me. Guys, let's hope for better. Life is a long way. Let's hope things are going to get better for all and each of us. Thank you so much for all these awards. Definitely not expected this. I get tired of hearing the media run adverts about helping people with depression say tell someone, reach out. I told my job counselor I was planning my suicide in the date. She just looked at me, carried on typing, and talked about a job interview. It was like I hadn't spoken. I wonder how many other people don't reach out because there's no point. Edit. No, I'm still planning. Not to be morbid, but I don't want to traumatize another person finding my body. Coming up with a way, so it's obvious I'm dead, but there's no body. Also doesn't saddle my family with a funeral they can't afford. It's a lot harder thinking of it in practical terms. Trying to figure out a foolproof plan is the only thing keeping me alive at the moment. Sorry, gallows humor. Edit. I only came on Reddit yesterday, so I'm still figuring out how it works. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone that has reached out. You guys made me cry. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. They seem too happy, no matter what is actually going on with them. Sounds stupid but I get it, Alet. I do that often. The one time I just didn't have it in me anymore to pretend. I got pushed away because they were uncomfortable with my situation and my sadness. I don't reach out or talk about it around people anymore. I feel like this might sound like a cliche, but getting worse at a game they were really good at, which kinda depressed them more. I have this friend who loves Mario Kart. He is basically a god at it. We used to play a lot, and we still do. He knows every shortcut, how much he has to tilt the stick for every turn, etc. But one time I noticed I had been winning for quite a while. I thought he might be giving me the chance to win, but he actually wasn't. It seemed that for every race we had he just put all of his effort in and got no result. Turns out he was having a very rough month, and it impacted the way he was playing. The only thing I could do is just try to cheer him up and suggest other challenges that might distract him. BTW, he's now back in the business. I was missing my silver Mario Kart trophy. Them joking about dark shit going on in their life. I know from myself. At times I weren't okay. If me and my friends were chatting for hours and the topic of the talk have come to our problems, I would tell the cause of depression, anxiety, unhappiness, stress, etc. in just a sentence, while smiling as if it was funny and in a joking way. They never got the message, so in case there are people out there like me, if someone is telling you something that sounds dark, but they are laughing or talking really shortly about it, please stop them and ask them to talk more about the topic. Make them feel like they can open up to you. They start becoming more irritable. Maybe they snap a little more often. When this happens, they'll usually apologize later and sound either truly regretful or tired. They zone out more, and they lose interest in things they used to love. They never want to do anything. If you ask them if they're okay, and they say that they're fine. People are pretty good about picking up small even minute signals on people's moods, even if they don't realize they are doing it. It's very obvious when someone is showing life complete apathy, or anger at the smallest slights, or talks about wanting to end capitalism. There are no secret signs that are 100% accurate. Some people agree to more, some shut themselves off from the rest of the world. Most people are somewhat unhappy to an extent anyway. There is always something that will upset each individual. The secret is knowing the person and seeing them do things outside of their normal activities. They tend to stay in bad situations much longer than a well-adjusted person would, which leads other people to believe they're at least somewhat content. They might hate their job or their spouse or their weight or their life in general, but depression is mentally exhausting, and even thinking about taking steps toward getting out of that situation is daunting, especially when you can just stay on autopilot in your current circumstances. And when you can finally muster the mental motivation to act, then you realize how physically exhausted you are. And if it's that overwhelming to try to get rid of whatever makes you unhappy, sometimes you just stop trying to be happy at all. You stop trying to feel anything and let the apathy drive for a while. comment what the best or worst story was. Also remember to subscribe for more Reddit and anime girls.